Hey everybody. So today I met an elder and I was with her for a little while today. And the elder was telling me about the places, or rather the different areas she grew up in the city, which really surprised me because the side of town she was referring to is predominantly today a side of town that doesn't really have people that look like myself, melanated people. So I was very shocked when she started giving me history in regards to how the area was. Mind you, this is a 82-year-old woman. She doesn't look 82. Okay, the black don't crack. But anyway, we're not black, but for that saying, yeah, the black don't crack. This woman is 82. I had no idea she was 82, but the point is, I listened. She talked, I listened. And when I tell you, I am very blessed to be around elders on a day-to-day basis who don't mind sharing their knowledge and their wisdom and their historical perspectives and historical knowledge. I'm very grateful for that. And this woman was definitely one of those individuals. This elder was one of those individuals who did not mind sharing her history. With that being said, while speaking with her, she asked me, she said, "Have you ever heard of the Homestead Act?" I said, "No, I've never heard of the Homestead Act. If I have, I don't remember. I kind of threw out grade school history out of my head, just realizing just how um there were so many lies intertwined in the history that we learned in school. And it's funny because this kind of reminds me of that, this whole backstory to the Homestead Act. In fact, if you research it, which I highly recommend you do if you don't know about it, you'll see like on the government website, I think it's NPR or something like that .gov, you'll see that they describe the Homestead Act as being a benefit to settlers, enslaved people, and I think that's it. I think that's kind of like the term that they use. And I think that word enslaved kind of triggers or supposed to trigger what is considered to be African Americans, because it's like, oh, we were taught in school in our history class that we were slaves. So this must mean when I see that the Homestead Act, according to the .gov website, benefited enslaved people, this means African Americans, when that's just the wording that the website uses, I believe, to throw us off because it makes no sense. When the website also says, oh, this was for settlers who were citizens and did not, I guess, declare war against America at the time or whatever. But at the same time, we also, for those of you who may not realize this, Caucasian people were also slaves. Some of them were slaves as well. So, with that being said, when they say it benefited enslaved people as well, I don't really believe it's talking about melanated beings. Um, but I think that's the wording they use to try to trick us. So I don't know if that's some recent wording or what. I think a lot of things, if you watch Dan Calloway, a lot of these websites are being rewritten because of the fact that people like Dane Calloway are calling them out for the lies that they are posting. So to keep us in that brainwashed state, they're playing the word games with us. They're literally trying to change the way they word things. But this elder who I was speaking to, she made sure to clarify the Homestead Act was for the foreign whites who came to settle on this land. And if you've done the research, then you will understand that all these individuals basically had to do was just claim the land. You get on the land, you get free acres of land, you build a home on the land, you farm on the land, and now it's your land. So understanding that this happened, and it happened massively. They like to say 10% on the websites and things like that. But it happened massively. Not to mention, how do you just claim a land? Like, how do you just come and claim? Well, they did. They still do. But these are the very same people who call us lazy. These are the same people from these lineages, because mind you, these are their lineage nowadays who are reaping the benefits of what their ancestors did at that time and received at that time. Now we look in the face of their great 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 whatever, you know, and they got the nerves to call us lazy. And as Martin Luther King Jr. said, they have the nerves to tell us to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. And meanwhile, theirs was basically given to them. So I am very grateful to this elder. Many of you probably already knew about the Homestead Act. I personally didn't, but I think I may have heard Dane Calloway mention this time and time again, and I just didn't understand it. Even hearing the speech that Martin Luther King Jr. gave, and I'm a Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I'm gonna put that in the description box, the speech that I'm talking about, so that you all would know what I'm talking about. But even hearing it, for I still didn't understand. I promise you, I still didn't put two and two together to understand fully what the Homestead Act did, what it was about, until I just heard this elder speak on it. And mind you, she's an 82-year-old woman who did not forget. This is important because we got our youth out here, and I don't know about you all. I don't I'm not gonna say I don't come from that. I don't come maybe, from the handout side of things, but my great grandfather, he actually did own his own land, and did have a farm. But with that being said, the land didn't go directly to me and mine. It didn't go to my mother either. It didn't go to my grandmother. It actually went to my grandmother's sister, who was the oldest. So therefore, her children and grandchildren and great grandchildren now inherits that, and have inherited that actually, because she has passed on. So for us, we didn't inherit anything, but my daughter, and even myself, and even my mother, we always look around. My mother knows more history than I do, but we always look around and we say to ourselves, geez, these white people sure do own a lot. They sure do got a lot. Like, it's crazy. Like, you almost think you're crazy if you don't know history. You think something is wrong with you. You think something may be wrong with your people or something, because you don't know. If no one is telling you, you haven't the slightest idea. In the course of history class, they're going to spin it to not fully tell the truth, to continue to make these people look so superior. So it's very important that we don't let another generation come up without this knowledge and understand what has happened and what continues to happen, and figure out some solutions. Because my goodness, to tell a group of people that they are lazy, knowing fully well, the benefits that you all received and continue to receive, that put you in the place that you are in right now. So that is it. That is all I have to say, y'all. Again, if you don't know about the Homestead Act, definitely research it. Watch the wording that you'll see many of these websites um uh, tend to put out when it comes to describing the Homestead Act, and you'll put two and two together. That's all I got for today. Leave your comments in the comment section if you have any. I'll talk to y'all soon.